Hey, I'm glad you found this video. Since you clicked on this video, you're probably like me. You don't have a lot of money to spend on, but you still want to get into the mechanical keyboard scene. Most likely, all the YouTube videos or TikToks about this mechanical keyboard just filling up your feed, constantly letting you know that these things exist. And then you research more about it, and then you realize that these things cost $100 to even $500 just for a custom mechanical keyboard. Now that's unfair if you really don't have the budget for it, but you still want to get into the scene. And that's where I come in. Today, I'm going to show you guys the Tecware B68. The Tecware B68 is a 3-pin hot swappable 60% mechanical keyboard. So it's very compact. If you have a small desk like mine right there, then it is perfect for you. And especially if you like playing video games like first-person shooters, to be precise, that's where this form factor comes in, because now you have a lot of mouse space to play with. You don't have to worry about like flicking to the left then suddenly hitting the edge of your keyboard. That's not gonna be a problem anymore. So the Tecware B68 is a complete package already. You get a nice set of double shot white PBT keycaps, and at the same time it shine through, so if you like RGB, then this is perfect for you. And at the same time, this already had Gateron switches, which is by far what's considered the smoothest, yes, cheapest option out there when it comes to mechanical switches. So the one that I have here right now is secondhand, meaning I bought it off from someone who already bought this keyboard like 4 months ago. Because as the time of recording, as far as I know, the Tecware B68 is out of stock for now. But don't let that stop you. And as far as I remember, I think there's 3 options for you when it comes to the variations of switches that you'll get with this keyboard. You have the Gateron Blacks, which is really heavy, a linear heavy switch. You have the Gateron Yellows, which is considered the smoothest budget linears. I'm pretty sure you've heard about it already if you were like researching for budget options, right? And I think the tactile option that you get with this keyboard is the Gateron Brown, which is funny because as far as I've realized for the past few months, it feels like the market is shifting away from blue clicky switches, which is honestly a good thing. I mean, who likes hearing those sharp, clicky, annoying noises when you are like in a Discord call, for example? It's annoying, right? I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me on this. So what I have right here is the Gateron Black switches, and honestly, I don't like them. But hear me out. The reason why I don't like black switches, not because of the sound that they make, but because they're too heavy to type on. Like every day, I need to write emails like 50 to 70 emails per day. And it's really annoying when you're typing something of that amount and then you have to put more force when you punch a key. It's just so stressful. It's really hard for me to justify that I have to put more force when I'm typing a keyboard. It's like I'm forcing what I do. I have to type 50 to 70 emails per day, and that's just not comfortable for me. So if you're a light typist, then go for the Gateron yellow switches. I personally tried Gateron yellow switches and they are super light and smooth. They're comfortable, they're perfect. I understand why people like them. So what are the other perks of this keyboard? Well, like I said, it's 60% with 68 keys. On a normal 60% keyboard, you don't really get this, the home row options. But these 4 keys are really important to me, especially when I'm editing. Because if I use a regular 60% keyboard, I don't want to bind macros just to press a single key, which I would get if I had a normal keyboard. But with 68%, you're not missing out a lot. Personally, I don't use the function keys, so I don't really mind not having them on my keyboard. I just need these 4 right here. So what makes the Tecware B68 any different or better option than the GK64, the GK68, or the SK variants, the optical switches? Well, with the Tecware B68, you already get a full setup pre-built. You already get keycaps, you already have switches, you already have all the necessities. You just have to plug it, play, and you're all good. With the GK64 and the GK68, as far as I remember, are bare bones, meaning you don't get a set of switches, you don't have keycaps yet, and you have to shell out around like $10 more just so you can complete your build. The Tecware B68, this costs around $54 to $60, including shipping, and you already get everything that you need. That's a steal if you're gonna ask me. So with all the good things that comes into this compact Tecware B68, what are the bad? For starters, you don't get a standard 60% PCB. If you have an upgrade path of buying a GK64 and down the line you want to change to an aluminum case from a Tofu 60, that's not really gonna be an option for you. The KBD 60% PCBs has their Type-C hole in this area, while the Tecware B68 is nudged over almost closer to the middle. So if you have an upgrade path like that, you want to get a TOFU 60 aluminum case, then this ain't for you, chief. The second downside, but this might be subjective depending on how you use your keyboard on a day-to-day basis, this keyboard only offers Bluetooth. And in my experience, Bluetooth is just annoying. I have to write emails, like a lot of emails per day, and whenever I use Bluetooth, either the keyboard can't catch up with what I'm typing because I type too fast, or I'm getting connectivity issues. Like just 5 meters away, the keyboard would disconnect and then reconnect. It's just really annoying. And I honestly, I suggest that you just use it wired. And sometimes when I type, like it's like the keyboard can't catch up to what I'm typing because of the latency from the Bluetooth. So in my opinion, it's better for you to just plug it in and then use it as wired. But other than those two, there's really nothing wrong with getting this Techware B68. It's a no-brainer option, if you will. $60, 60% keyboard, full package with keycap switches, plug and play. And with a few simple mods, you can make this keyboard sound even that much better. What more can you ask for? Let me give you a sound test. So here's what I did as a little modification to my keyboard just to make it sound a little bit better. So obviously we're going to start with removing our keycaps, and then after that we're going to remove our switches. This is a process that you need to take your time. It's not something that you should rush, and in fact it's therapeutic, especially like if you have something that's been bothering you and just want to take your mind off it, then just take your time. Then once you're done with that, you're going to take apart the keyboard. We move on to our main modification, which is putting PE foam inside the keyboard. So the PE foam has recently been garnering attention in our Facebook group. So every single crevice, every single space on your keyboard, you have to put foam in it. Except, by the way, like the most bottom part right there, you don't need to put foam in there, because it prevents the PCB from being screwed tight. So once you're finished putting foam inside your keyboard, just make sure that you can screw your keyboard back together tightly without the foam interfering with the screws, because that's gonna be difficult. And in my case, some of the standoffs actually broke because I was forcing to screw it tight, so don't do that. And after everything's said and done, just put the whole thing back together. But I have to come clean. I have not been using the Gathering Black switches for the past 3 months since I got this keyboard. I have been using this, the Acco CS switches, the Ocean Blues. This set of switches is perfect. Honestly, it's really hard to go back to linear switches once you try this out, this tactile switches. It's the complete opposite of using Gathering Black switches, not just because this one are tactile, it's because they're just so much lighter to type on, plus they feel bouncy because they're tactile, right? You feel that feedback. And for a typist like me, I need to enjoy what I do. And these Acco CS Ocean Blues really helps that, because it came to a point that when I was using this set of switches, it's like the keyboard is inviting me to type on it every single day. It's just a fun typing experience. And even with gaming, it's really not that annoying when you're trying to use these set of switches, like I said, because they're so light. So that tactile bump, trust me, it's not gonna bother you. It's just all in your head. It's not gonna hinder you from like immediately registering key. In fact, I feel like I miss a few keys when I'm gaming, when I'm using the Gathering Black switches, because they're just too heavy. I need to push it down even further. And if you're ever interested in getting the same set of switches, let me give you a sound test, and then it'll be up to you if you think there'll be a better option. So now you're gonna ask me, like, if you're going to save $60 and just stay within that budget, then why would you recommend those set of switches? See, that's the thing. It's really impossible for you not to spend even more money once you're in this rabbit hole. It never stops.
It sucks playing the shit! And I'm fucking addicted! So I can't quit!
In this pandemic, it's really hard not to have a hobby. It's nice to have something that you can put everything, like your time, effort in, and then see results and feel good about it. As long as it makes you happy, then there's nothing wrong with that. So there you have it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this review, and I really hope that you consider this budget keyboard option, especially if you live somewhere in Asia. Because I've talked to Techware's customer service, and apparently they're going to restock around like August and then all the way down to December, and there's gonna be a lot of options for you. I hope you guys like this video. Please drop a like, subscribe, comment something. This is gonna be my first YouTube video, and I really would like to know what you think. And I'll see you guys next time.